Hello, I'm Dr. Mugdha Raut, a gynecologist and a clinical reproductive immunologist and co-founder of Dr. Raut's Center for Reproductive Immunology, India's only dedicated center focused on immune-related causes of infertility, pregnancy loss, and IVF failures. We at Dr. Raut's Center for Reproductive Immunology treat couples with unexplained repeated pregnancy loss, unexplained IVF failures, and unexplained infertility with the active immunomodulation or Imulate, that is our patented and branded treatment, and other passive individualized reproductive immunomodulatory treatments. We have our centers in Mumbai and many other cities in India. Today, we are tackling a question I get asked constantly. Madam, has the risk of miscarriage increased in the recent years? It feels like it. Many couples tell me, but the answer isn't simple. In this video, we will look at science, detection technology, the real trends, and what this means for you. So let us start by defining what we mean by miscarriage. First, let's clarify the terms. When we say miscarriage, what exactly do we mean? There are two key concepts. First is the clinical miscarriage, a pregnancy that was confirmed on ultrasound and then it was lost. And the second is biochemical pregnancy, an early pregnancy detected because of a beta HCG test, but which doesn't continue to a clinical pregnancy. These are not the same, and confusing them with each other can lead to misunderstanding the data. Let's look at what the best research says. Historically, before sensitive tests, many early losses were simply never detected. The classic prospective study by Wilcox and colleagues showed that after implantation, the overall rate of early loss was much higher than we used to think. But many of these losses were undetected early because the tests weren't sensitive enough. Modern meta analysis put the clinical miscarriage rate at about 10% of recognized pregnancies. Other pooled research suggests around 12 to 15% depending on the population and how the pregnancies are counted. So, the first big point is this: more sensitive detection means we now detect more very early losses, especially biochemical pregnancies. So, then why does it feel like miscarriage has increased? Let's now talk about why many people feel miscarriage has increased. First is pregnancy tests are more sensitive now. Many women test even before a missed period with high sensitivity HCG tests. That means early losses are caught that previously would have gone completely unnoticed as just a late period. Research supports that when you test earlier, you detect more very early losses, even if the underlying biology hasn't changed. The second is reporting has improved. Health data systems are more meticulous now, so more losses are recorded and reported than in the past. This leads to an apparent increase in the numbers, not necessarily a true increase in the underlying risk. Let's see if there's any evidence that miscarriage is actually increasing. That is, has the real risk increased? Here's what data shows. Some population based research has reported small increase in miscarriage prevalence over time in certain countries, including India and the US, when all the recorded data is analyzed. But here's the nuance: these trends depend strongly on how the data is collected, how early pregnancies are detected, and what outcomes are counted. If studies include biochemical pregnancies, the apparent rate goes up because more early losses are detected now. If they only include clinically confirmed pregnancies, the rate is more stable over time. So, now let us see what are the key biological factors that can increase the miscarriage risk. Because even if detection plays a big role, there are real biological factors that can increase a miscarriage risk, especially at a population level. First is maternal age is rising. The average age at which women are conceiving has increased in many countries. More older mothers means a higher proportion of pregnancies at ages where miscarriage risk is naturally higher. Second is infertility treatments are more common. Women undergoing IVF and related treatments, often older with more complex reproductive histories, contribute to higher observed early loss rate in clinical settings. The third is changes in health factors. Conditions like thyroid disease, diabetes, autoimmune issues, obesity, and chronic inflammation can influence early pregnancy outcomes. Some studies suggest these are more common now than they were decades ago. So, finally, let's put it all together. Where does that leave us with? Fact 1: clinical miscarriage rates haven't suddenly doubled. The underlying biological risk hasn't changed drastically in one generation. Fact 2: improved early detection means we are catching more very early losses, especially biochemical pregnancies. Fact 3: population level risks could be slightly higher in some regions because of age and health patterns. So the real answer is yes. The reported rate, remember, the reported rate of early pregnancy loss has increased largely due to detection and reporting. But this doesn't mean human biology has suddenly changed overnight. Here's the most important takeaway: whether it's a biochemical loss or a clinical miscarriage, your experience matters. It's okay to feel upset, grief, confusion. That's real and valid. One loss does not mean you can't have a healthy pregnancy, but repeated losses deserve careful evaluation. If you're worried, talk to a specialist. A tailored plan can make a huge difference. You can call or WhatsApp us at +919833201522 or visit us at www.icprm.in. DM us if you would like to receive more updates or refer a case. Let's spread awareness. Let's make science work for those who have tried everything. Because sometimes what's missing is what matters the most. If you found this useful, please like, share, and subscribe this video. Do share this with at least one person who may be benefited from this treatment. You may change their lives forever. Comment below with your questions. I read them all. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.